All right. This is the conversation that needs to be had. Are we living in the 1990s all over again? Back to the future, back to the 1990s. You all saw the graphical we put out with the two Spider-Men pointing at each other, and one had the face of John Cooper and the other one had the face of Ryan Day. Put your thoughts in the comments below. Are we living in the 1990s again? Is Ryan Day Cooper 2.0, Chris?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what at this point. I don't know what that might not be an insult to John Cooper. I really feel that Ryan Day is taking this program right down the toilet. Everything that Tress built up, everything that Urban Meyer built up, I feel is being flushed right now by Ryan Day. He Now, first of all, let me get this out of the way because a lot of people came at me about saying that I was blinded by my hatred for Ryan Day. I do not hate Ryan Day. No one wanted Ryan Day to succeed more than I did. I wanted so much for him to be the next Woody Hayes, the next Urban Meyer, the next Jim Tressel, the next great coach of the Buckeyes. I wanted that. I think Ryan Day is a heck of a nice guy. I think he is a subpar coach. I think he is a great coordinator. Some people are meant to be coordinators. Others are meant to be head coaches. I think he is a great offensive coordinator and possibly the worst head coach I've ever seen. Throw the record out the window. He's got 56 wins, beating up on the trash of the Big Ten, beating up on Western Kentucky and Akron and Youngstown State. But when it comes time to play a real game, the guy has an 8-6 record against top 10 teams. The guy has a 2-5 record against top 5 teams. He's 1-3 against the idiot up north. I mean, yeah, this is Cooper all over again. Only worse. Because this guy has all the talent in the world in that locker room at his disposal. And he just doesn't know what the hell to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Let me answer this question real fast before we continue with this conversation. Northland Farmer. Great name. Love the name there. Where does the millions of dollars go from TV contracts and revenue from the football program? Why are donors needed? That's what runs all the other Olympic sports programs at Ohio State, as well as all the employees at Ohio State who are a part of the athletic department and athletic programs, including coaches, assistant coaches, trainers, athletic trainers, weight training personnel, cooks, chefs, barbers. Yeah, they have full-time barbers on staff for these athletes, masseuses, electricians, maintenance men, people who clean up the place afterwards. The athletic department at Ohio State is one of the largest companies in the state of Ohio as far as the number of people they employ. So the millions of dollars are already spent before they're ever made when you look at a budget.
Hey, Eric, does it go to cover concert tickets as well?
That was just low. That was just low. No, it should not. Let me also answer this one. Larry Daniels, seriously, Coop never went 11-2, right? 1995 was 11-0 and then lost to the team up north and then lost the bowl game to Tennessee. So he went 11-2 in 95.
What about the Rose Bowl?
Actually, I thought he had 2 seasons where he had 11 wins. Yeah.
I think they were 11-1 that season. I think they've had 11 regular season games, right. And then their 12th game was actually the bowl game, was the Rose Bowl. Sometimes they played 11 games a season. Sometimes they played 12. And then there's the weird 2002 when we played 14 regular season games.
First year to do it.
I think 13 regular season games.
Yeah. That
did not include a Big Ten championship game. And then they played the bowl game against Florida or Miami, excuse me. Jay says it feels a lot like Cooper era, but he could be just like Harry and Lloyd and totally redeem himself next season if the guys decide to run it back next season with Will Howard. That is the hope of a lot of people. And if you listen to some podcasts, there is a belief that a lot of these guys are going to come back, and that's why you're seeing so many people in the portal. Chris disagrees. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Aaron, are we living in the 90s? And by the way, you're the youngest one here. Your memory of the 90s might be slightly different than Chris and mine, but it's not going to be as bad as, was it Nick? Yeah, Nick. I'm not sure due to I was only 3.
Well, I'll tell you, I remember 1993 and forward. Okay, so I remember a vast number of those years, and I think in my memory, I think we only beat Michigan with Cooper once.
Twice. He was 2-10-1.
I know, but I mean, in my conscious memory of watching, because 93, I think they beat him in what, 96 or was it 7? I forget. Either way, 2-10-1 over 13 years is not something that I'm willing to live through again. All right. And yes, it is very comparable. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that losing to Missouri is nearly as bad as losing to Air Force, and that has nothing to do with my affiliation with the Army. I just don't think it's that bad, especially when Missouri's number 9. What were we in the Holiday Bowl against Air Force?
Missouri was an overrated number 9, though.
Liberty Bowl.
I don't know, man. Okay, Liberty Bowl. Either way, I mean, we can say Missouri's overrated, but the fact that they were 9th, we were 7th, and they beat us, what's that say about us?
Exactly.
So, I mean, the Big Ten is...
Dwell on that for a minute.
Well, I'm trying not to, because I'll hijack the show for sure if I do that. But the point is it sure seems like it. All right, we're 1-3 now against Michigan. We haven't won a Big Ten title, and we've not won a bowl game in a few years. So that's a problem.
Hey guys, let's go back to what we said at the beginning. Ryan Day has 3 jobs. What are they?
Yeah.
Beat Michigan, win the Big Ten, win a national championship.
And the recruiting is all there. And we're beating and stomping on the Big Ten like we usually do. And then it's time to go in front of the national stage, and guys crap their pants. They don't perform. They get hurt. They don't. It's the coaching is bad. Whatever you want to say.
Sounds really, a whole lot like Coop.
Exactly. And so to answer your question, Eric, yes, we are experiencing the 1990s all over again. Same talent. And somebody asked a good question. You're right. He won't get 2-10-1 because we don't allow ties anymore. And honestly, I don't think that he'll be here long enough for 10 years worth of losses. But somebody earlier asked a good question. With this roster, who would be a better coach, Cooper or Day?
Yeah, it was our new friend. That was a great question. Demetrius.
But
Here it is.
I'll answer that for you. And it's going to be Day. And I'll tell you why. Because Cooper didn't coach a spread. Spread did not exist in the 90s. Okay? Now, if you took those rosters from the 90s and plugged them into Day's offense, I think that we have a killer team still. Imagine Stanley Jackson. Look, he wasn't accurate. He wasn't super accurate. Neither was JT Barrett, but he won a lot of games. Michael Wiley with that speed. Some of those offensive lines that we had, LaCharles Bentley, Orlando
Pace,
bro,
Corey Stringer.
Put those guys into this offense, man, and it's a whole different situation we're talking about. I don't think that this roster could get plugged into a power I and be successful.
Not with this offensive line.
Well, not with any of the players. They are not tough. They're not tough. It is a whole different breed of athlete. Everybody wants to be a track star, but none of them run track. They want to be super fast, but none of them are football players.
You know what? It kind of points out, Aaron, exactly what, we got on Lou Holtz about saying we were soft. He's right. We got on Hairball about saying that Ryan Day was born on third base. Guess what?
He was.
He's right.
That's why I was saying Urban Meyer went out and recruited the killers in the country. He locked down the borders. Nobody top ranked from Ohio left this state when Urban and Jim Tressel were here. That was a rare occurrence. It's happening with regularity now. I understand the importance of recruiting Texas and Florida and California, but good God, you got talent right in your backyard. Go get it. Why would you let those guys that get this rivalry and understand the importance of your mission as a university on the football field, why would you let them leave? Stupid.
This is a true statement. Ryan Day's offense requires an NFL caliber quarterback. Cooper never had that.
Right.
That's true.
Well, the game has changed too. You had to have NFL caliber running backs in the 90s. Then the running back position isn't quite as important. And you can see that by the recruiting in the wide receiver room right now.
Yeah,
But
this is
never changed is the offensive line. The need for an
100%.
NFL quality offensive line.
Hey, people.
That's never changed. And that's what we don't have.
Absolutely. All season long, every week, what do I talk about? What is the most important spot? The trenches. We don't have that.
Demetrius says, great answer, Aaron. I actually didn't consider the different eras as far as styles. So, Aaron Brown bringing the knowledge. I gotta jump on this. I was hoping McCord would be like Jermaine after the Notre Dame comeback win. I was wrong. I actually, that was my comparison as well. I believe that.
Yeah.
I thought McCord could be that. And you know what? Who's to say he couldn't have been with another year of development? That's why it was so disappointing when he left. Because I thought to myself, you're passing out. You're passing on the opportunity to do something great. And why? Because you're afraid to compete?
Yes.
You know? That was what was really disappointing about McCord, is that he showed us his true colors and his unwillingness to compete once again for the starting job. An alpha dog would say, I don't care who you bring in. I'm going to win the job. This is my team.
I call those killers.
Yeah.
We don't have any.
But that wasn't his approach. Scott Wertman, I am in the subtext. Do you have a website or Patreon? We have a website. It needs updated. We are going to do that. Our website is going to get a major makeover here very shortly in the winter months. That is a part of our 2024 to-do list. And the website is going to grow and include a lot of cool things that I think you all are going to really enjoy, not just links to our different social media accounts and videos.
Hey, Eric, real quick. Jay, just so you know, buddy, I think you're right, because we've talked about it before. I think it was Marv that made Kyle the recruit he was.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
That guy did not have the talent to be a 4-star, 5-star recruit without Marvin Harrison.
No.
Bobby, no way. Why would he want to come here and be underdeveloped?
He'll stay in the SEC.
I have zero confidence right now in our offensive line coaching. I really liked Justin Fry when he hired. I thought it was a great hire, and it has failed. It has been a complete failure in the last 2 seasons. Again, that performance was just unforgivable in my mind.
I truly believe every player in that room has actually gone backwards. Every single one.
Yeah.
I have to go. I'm going to go throw up thinking about this coaching staff, and I'll wait for the spring game. It's tough, man.
Tough it out, fool. We have to.
It's tough. It's tough. I get it. I really do. I understand the feeling of that, but if that's the case, then I've got to give you this.
Dude, you just love these new buttons.
That is so awesome.
You want me to see that again? You want to do it
Do that
again?
again,
You
Eric.
guys
All
are
right.
old, man. Old.
It's right on Aaron's face, too.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
Oh, my gosh.
What does this button do? Let me hang on. I
don't-
gotta call my stepson up because I don't know what I'm doing with this technology.
Oh,
You're
shoot.
no better, Chris.